Report story. They found human blood cells. The ability to both dismantle and heal. So if you kids had just rescued her, our problems would be solved. The next time for sure. We'll save her. Izuku Pa. Right after the meeting, it was as if a weight was keeping my head down. The weight of guilt. The moment I realized that Mirio and I had let a girl return back to Avilion, back to torture, to be experimented on in horrible ways. There's no way the heaviness wouldn't feel real. My eyes burned. I couldn't blink. The room felt empty the rest of the meeting. One thought kept passing my mind. I failed. Some greatest hero in the world I could ever be. What was I thinking? Those bandages were way too severe to be normal injuries. I get why Mirio said what he said, to not cause a scene and risk them getting away, but how is this much better now that we know what's happening to her? If only I hadn't let go. She would have been saved. Before I knew it, the meeting was over. My final words in the meeting matching Mirio's, the only time we had looked up after realizing what we have to do. Next time for sure. We'll save her. Of course, that's what I said. And I will save her. I will not let the power All Might gave me be wasted on someone who can't save a single girl. Before I knew it, I was downstairs in the lobby with the big three, Uraraka-san, Kirishima, and Asui. Once again the weight fell down to my knees and I couldn't look up. Everything kind of felt distant. I vaguely heard Mirio describing what happened with Eri. I heard Kirishima say something to me, but it didn't process. One thing I did hear, clear as day, through the water-filled reality I was currently in. Deku. I winced at that. I didn't mean to, but it was as if I was hit by a train. She has to be disappointed in me. I told her I was going to be a great hero, that I would be one of the best. I let a little girl go. I failed to save her. How could I face Uraraka now? Eventually Aizawa came down to speak to us. I came to speak to you guys about ending your work studies a little bit earlier than planned. Today if possible. Aizawa-sensei stated. My head shot up. I felt my eyes widen. I felt the blood rush back to my head from moving too quickly. But we can't just stop now. Not after hearing that. Kirishima yelled, standing from his seat. My chest tightened. It felt as though the world was tearing at my spirit, trying to prove I wasn't worthy as a hero, to show me that I failed, and I wouldn't even get the chance to change it. Unfortunately, the League of Villains may be a factor in this, and that makes this more dangerous than it already was, Aizawa stated. And Midoriya, you haven't properly gained my trust back after your stunt in Kamino. I felt my eyes grow even larger. Of course I wouldn't be allowed to go. I've already proven to the pros I'm reckless. My actions from before are coming back to bite me in the worst possible way. No, I refuse. I need to go. I have to save her. But I promised Asui I wouldn't do anything reckless again. I also know if I go against the system again, I'll be kicked out of UA. Will I be able to get into another school? It doesn't matter. I have to go. I have to saw. Promoted stories. You'll also like. Dream on B. K.5.7 K225 downwards arrow tip rightwards, in which a jealous bachelor signs a deal with the devil in order to win over the heart of his first love. Katsuki Bakugo has loved the PR. New rewrite. Symbol of hope Izuku X hair. 498 K8.5 K formerly named weapon of a true hero. This is the old version. The new rewrite can be found in Archive of Our Own, under a new name. Red Halo heroes today are corrupted by The Life of 0. 16.6K 480 Izuku. Midoriya wanted to be a hero his whole life and was bullied for it since he was quirkless. Izuku Midoriya was told that he would never get a quirk by his doctor. The Black Lady of the Night 1.4K11A. Vigilante hero was out one night and saw a person fighting a whole group of villains all by themselves, but the problem is that they're badly injured and no one knows. Captured by Love. BNHA Villain Redemption a 133K 2.8K Izuku. Midoriya has never felt more confused. Being a villain has taught him to never get attached to anyone, because they'll either end up betraying you, or you'll be. Feel fear. My dear 21812 MHA story experimented, broken, scared Deku X popular, Rich Uraraka, along with jerk popular, Rich Bakugo, non-villain, non-bad, teen Shigaraki, and teen popular Rumi, Sordo. Revenge of the wronged hero who happens to be 0.75.6K91501 could have thought that someone as pure and innocent as Izuku Midoriya would be betrayed by his friends who he thought that he could trust with everything he has. But I understand that if I keep you from this battle, nothing will keep you from saving that girl, not after you had her once, Aizawa said. He crouched down and put his fist to my chest. I'll take responsibility over you. We do things right this time, understand? My eyes stayed wide. I wasn't expecting that from Aizawa. I get to officially go. Good. I can fix this. I can save her. I nodded to Aizawa and sat back in my seat. Relief flooded me, giving me the slightest release of the endless tension I had felt since the meeting. I looked out the window into the night and let my thoughts take over. Every now and then I would tune into the conversation when it was about the mission. Aizawa wants Forest to have smaller roles compared to the big three. The big three are considered pros, if not better than most. It's no wonder they would take a huge part of the mission on. I can't just sit around the mission though. Once the hideout and Ares location has been found, I will help out any way I can. I kept myself staring out the window for the most part. My mind kept finding its way back to the memory of the little girl in my arms, replaying over and over of her running back to the man Shisaki. While I will save her, it doesn't change the fact that I failed then and there. I still let her go. I still wasn't the hero I was supposed to be. Well, I guess it's time for us to head back. I'm sure everyone is wondering what's taking us so long to return back to the dorms, I hear Ochako's voice say. Once again, the only voice clear enough for me to fully understand. I force myself to listen to the others while still looking out the window. Yeah, we really need to head back. I've got a gaming challenge against Kaminari. He better not zap the controller to get a win, he said, grabbing his bag and standing with a smile. He usually still loses anyway from what I see, Ribbit, Su-chan said. I wanna try and play. I'm sure I could beat Kaminari. Ochako laughed, doing some punches in the air. Even in the window reflection she looks cute. Before, I would blush even thinking that, but with the guilt still weighing me down, combined with how long I've thought that, I can't react. I'm just gonna enjoy that brief second of bliss her smile gives me. That would be great. I'll show you how manly my moves are, Kirishima said, starting to walk towards the exit with Su-chan started walking after him. Deku. I didn't flinch this time, but that voice still slammed through me with the same force as before. I inhaled slightly and looked at those large brown eyes of hers. I closed my eyes, unable to bear the feeling of disappointment, and grabbed my things to follow behind her. However, once we got out the door, I stopped. Midoriya, Su-chan called out to me looking back. They stopped as well and turned back towards me. You guys go on ahead of me. I'll catch up later, there's somewhere I need to go first. I can't go home to the dorms. I need some peace before I crack under this pressure. I need to think, I need to do something to get this weight off of me. Kirishima's eyes narrowed. Midoriya, you're not. No, I'm not, I promise I'm not doing anything rash. You know as well as I do, seeing as we're kinda in the same boat when it comes to what happened in Camino, I said, honestly too. I already knew the place I wanted to go to. I just need a bit of time. Kirishima smiled. I understand, man. Just don't get in trouble with Aizawa, or Ida for that matter. You know he'll give you a lecture. Su-chan looked right into my eyes. You remember the promise we made outside the dorms with everyone that night, right? Of course. There's no way I couldn't. More guilt flooded me the moment I realized what I had thought earlier. I was ready to break Asui's promise. I would have hurt not only her, but the rest of Class 1A as well. What would Ochako have thought if I had gone through with it? Hiroshima and Asui started walking away, satisfied with my answer. However, a pair of brown eyes locked onto mine. How much more weight can this guilt get? I felt the water build up in my eyes. I turn and walk away from Ochako and towards my destination. I'm the worst hero. I sat on the beach and looked out over the ocean. I closed my eyes and took in a breath of fresh air. I opened them back up and looked out over the ocean. I spent a year on this beach training to inherit All Might's quirk. My body wasn't strong enough to even hold one for all, much less use it. It was a waste field with all sorts of trash, abandoned utilities, and other junk. The other time I was on this beach I got a punch, a lecture and then a hug from All Might after my stunt after Camino as well. Now I just come to this beach to either train or clear my head. I feel strangely at home here. I look up and see the dark sky with the bright stars in the sky. A sky that Aerie should be able to see. A view she can't see. What does she go through each night? Does she eat well? Smile ever? How often do they torture her, experiment on her, make her suffer? What have I put her through these last few days? I could have taken her away. She could have been free. The person who let her run back, who let her go, who let her continue to stay in their hands these last few days while he has been sitting at a prestigious school with food, clothes, and happiness, was none other than me, Izuku Midoriya. A true, worthless, Deku. Suddenly the weight had returned to me and my head hung low again. The compressing feeling in my chest grew tighter. I closed my eyes and put my hands to my face. I suddenly felt like just a speck of sand amongst the many on the beach. I just wanted the waves to pick up and carry me away. I can't be swept away though. I have to save her. All of these conflicting feelings of wanting to just disappear and the strong urge to rectify and save her pounded against every inch of my head as if they were battling for which was true. If given the opportunity, I would run head first to save her. Now being forced to sit here and wait is just making it the feeling of uselessness worse. And it all lead back to me letting go. Uraraka was wrong. I couldn't change the meaning of Deku. I messed up, I didn't save her. Deku. My eyes, still in my hands, flung open. I knew that voice. It was the only voice I could clearly hear after the meeting. I thought she had went home. Why did she follow me? Wasn't she disappointed in me? I heard the sound footsteps coming my way. Closed my eyes again, not wanting to look at her, not wanting her to see the true Deku in my eyes, not wanting to see the disappointing look she would give me. She probably came to ask why I didn't take her, why my judgment was so far off after seeing her. She wouldn't be wrong in asking that. Deku, she said again. She sounded much closer to me. Usually I would probably be embarrassed considering how close she was, but I only felt fear this time. Fear of those eyes full of nothing but disappointment. Look at me. I didn't move. Deku, I need you to look at me. I slightly shook my head. I heard her sigh. She must be done dealing with me. I expected her to get up and walk away, to leave this little Deku to his own devices. No point in understanding him and his massive screw up. However, I suddenly felt two soft hands on mine. Instantly the strength in my arms gave into her touch as she gently pulled them away from my face. Izuku. My face shot up and looked to my side. She was close, really close. She had used my first name. Ochako Uraraka was sat in the beach with me, barefoot in the sand as she had taken her shoes and leggings off, most likely not go get sand stuck in them. She was looking at me, still holding my hands. Her face was red slightly. I thought her eyes would be filled with disappointment, but even I can tell there was nothing but worry in them. Did I worry her? Another pang of guilt. It's just never ending. Uraraka, I'm sorry, I should have came with you to the dorms. I didn't mean to. She put her forehead to mine, which instantly stopped me. I felt the burn on my face. Her eyes were closed and I could feel the warmth from her. Somehow, through the embarrassment and surprise, my tense body relaxed for the first time since the meeting. Ochako pulled her face away and looked at me directly in the eyes. Deku, talk to me, what's wrong? Blank, underscore, blank, underscore, blank. Kenny boy here. Hey guys, I know these chapters are super long, I'm just getting really into it. I did not know writing romance could be this much fun. I'm having way more fun than I thought I would. I hope they don't seem too out of character. Of course, having them do things like touching heads and stuff is different, but is supposed to be a what if they did something different? Hopefully the personalities and thoughts come across as something the characters would generally say. Anyway, for those who did truly read, thanks for reading, and I'll see you guys in the next chapter. Kenny boy, where stories live, discover now.